number 9, 10, and 11. Okay, so you have 3 problems to do on your own. Number 12, it has no angle measure, so we're going to have to use the inverse of a function. So what are we given in number 12? We're given a hypotenuse, and in terms of angle y, we're given an adjacent. Notice I don't even mark this one, okay? The a and the h tell me to use cosine. So my first step is to write cosine y, cosine angle y, equals adjacent over hypotenuse. My next step, whenever the angle is unknown, the next step is to use proper notation. So we're going to say the measure of angle y is equal to the inverse cosine of whatever 31 over 36 is. Now, rather than turn that into a decimal and then type it in my calculator, I'm actually going to type this whole thing in one step. So I'm going to use second cosine. The parenthesis pops up, and I'm going to type 31 divided by 36. When I close my parenthesis and hit enter, I get 30.55. So I'm going to round that up to 31 degrees. The measure of angle y equals 31 degrees. My next step is to fill in angle x. Angle x, since this one is 31 degrees, is going to be complementary to that because of that 90 degree. So 90 plus 31, but we're going to subtract the 90 back out anyway. So we're going to take 90 minus 31, and we're going to get 59 degrees. So down here, I'm going to write the measure of angle x equals 59 degrees. Now remember, we're solving the right triangle. So far, we have all the missing angle measures. The only thing we're missing now is this side over here. So because I have whole numbers for these two, I'm going to go ahead and use the Pythagorean theorem. Leg squared plus leg squared equals hypotenuse squared. X is going to equal the square root, and I'm going to do this all in my calculator, of 36 minus 31 squared. I better put the little squared in there or I'll forget to type it on my calculator. So I'm going to take the square root of 36 squared minus 31 squared, all under the square root symbol, and I'm going to get approximately 18.3. So side XW is approximately 18.3, and that's the answer. You will be rounding to the nearest tenth on these. Actually, it says round lengths to the nearest hundredth, so let me fix that. It's 18.30. In order to round to the nearest hundredth, I'm going to go ahead and put that 0 there. Okay, I know this is a long video, but I need to finish this last problem here. It's asking us to graph the triangle using these coordinates and then find the side lengths and eventually find the angle measures. So let's go ahead and plot this. In planning this, I see that I need to go -5 for my x's and +1. So I'm going to actually put my y-axis toward the right here. Okay, because I know I'm going to go -5 and +1. Because my y values go up to 7, I'm going to put my x-axis way down here. Okay, so let's see if that makes sense now. I'm going to plot this. Let's plot m first. M is at -5, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. So I put an m there. N is at 1, 1. So I put n there. And P is at -5, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I put P right there. And you can see that we've created a right triangle, PMN. We're going to be able to find the side lengths and the angle measures eventually using reverse trig or inverse trig. Okay, the first part is easy. We're going to find out how long PM is. I know you should be, the distance formula or thinking that way should pop in your head, but we don't have to do that in this case. We just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 6 long, and the bottom one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 also. So we have a 6 and a 6. How do you find the hypotenuse of a right triangle when the legs are 6 and 6? Pn, which is the hypotenuse, is equal to the square root of leg squared plus leg squared. I'm going to get the square root of 72, which is the same as the square root of 36 times the square root of 2, or 6 radical 2. That's just us practicing simplifying radicals, okay? Tells us to nearest hundredths, so I'm going to actually plug that in my calculator. 6 times the square root of 2 is 8.5. So that's the first thing I'm going to write down. Pn equals 8.5 approximately. And I can also write down the other side lengths that we labeled in our picture. I know that the other side of the triangle PM is 6. And also I know that MN is also 6. So we have all 3 side lengths. Now we just have to find the angle measure. Angle P is up here. Okay? So we can use opposite and adjacent to find its measure, since we know that that is 6 and that is 6. So which trig function uses O and A? Tangent. So we're going to write the measure of angle P equals inverse tangent of 6 over 6. You should know that that's a 1. You should get actually equals 45 degrees. So this is a right triangle that's isosceles also. Since P is 45 degrees, if I put the 45 in the picture, you should see that this one is also 45 degrees. These are isosceles, so they're going to be the same. And that's all. Make sure you have the rest of the reteach filled in. All of the problems that I didn't do, you're doing for homework. I will see you tomorrow.